and ready to collapse. The so-called resistance leaders, they rage bait the slaves, pushing their own demise. Stay angry indeed. Black pills of despair rain from the sky. No one can stop the fall. No one can stop Black Chad, demon of despair.
Stop putting your emotion into it.
Wait,
we need to look for alternatives.
what's this?
Look for solutions. We can't just, give in to despair and this programmed demoralization of the West. Come on, guys.
What? You're not full of rage or despair? Fine. I will imprison you in an astral dungeon and keep you away from the others. No one will hear about your alternatives or your solutions or your silly indie brands. No one cares. The despair programming must continue.
What?
Welcome to Forever, nerd.
You haven't won, Black Chad.
Oh, yeah?
I'll talk to and review every indie creator I can, and we'll fight against your despair.
Even the bad ones?
Yes, even the bad ones.
Oh.
You don't get it. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me! Now on with the show.
That's right. You're trapped in here with me.
Nerds.
Nerd. What's up, guys?
What up?
Happy
How's it
Sunday.
going?
Yeah.
We made it.
Daylight savings.
Oh, no doubt.
That surprised me. I got up, I thought early, and was taking the dogs to the dog park. That's not saying poop. I had to go poop. I was taking the dogs to the dog park, and I'm like, wait a minute. My phone says it's this time, and my card saying it's that time. Oh, damn it! It's that whole switcheroony thing they do. So yeah, but here we are. We made it.
Yeah, I actually woke up early. I can't believe it. I thought I would want to sleep in, and I didn't.
Oh, wow.
Strange.
Yeah. 4 hours for me,
Wanted
baby.
to.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I wanted to. Well, I worked, I'm working crazy hours the past couple months or whatever. And man, I was like, let me just sleep in, but can't do that. I'm a grown up now. I'm not allowed. Yeah. So I'm glad to see everybody has survived all of the indie space drama. Everybody has survived all of the political drama. And everybody has survived all of the cultural drama so far. So that's good to see.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's coming at all sides, guys. I don't
So
know.
many angry people.
Right.
I guess let's see who is participating in the chat today.
Oh, all right.
Let's see. We got Johnny Scab. What up? Mr. Black Hat. Love it.
Howdy, howdy.
Of course, good old Mr. Genuine Comics. What up, Dave? Hello,
How's it
friends.
going?
Yeah. We got to do like a crossover where like he comes on here right before he does his show or something. That'd be cool.
The Dutch connection.
Cool.
Yeah. And then Bionic Bruh. What up, Pete?
Yo,
What up?
What up?
how's
We
it
got to
going?
get you on the show. You should just come on the show sometime. So, yeah, nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Friend of the channel, James Craig, who's actually was hoping to be here today, but he got sick again. So,
Oh, man.
Right. Wasn't feeling
He's
good.
struggling
That
with it.
stinks. Hope you feel
yeah,
better.
Yeah, man.
yeah. Like I told you, just take your vitamins, drink plenty of water, get some rest.
Stay in
And,
school.
Stay in school. No, I disagree with that.
Drink
As
your
somebody
milk.
who dropped out, I disagree. Get out of school, dude. Run.
Just homeschool. Just homeschool.
Yeah, take that whole trip.
Yeah. Homeschool and get a job. You'll do fine.
Yeah.
Turns out most people are probably dumber than you anyways. So it's okay.
Yeah.
No
It's
doubt.
that whole bell curve. So anyway, all right. So the topic today is
Oh.
going to be, is the culture war over?
Oh,
I
God,
was
no.
talking about it,
Boy.
just a second ago about the culture drama, the political drama, with Trump being elected, and there's like this cultural push behind him of people are trying to basically kick out all the Marxist horseshit, and try to figure out who the hell we are again.
Yeah. Good luck with
Um,
that.
Yeah, it's tough, But one of the things that affects us through or how or whatever is because it affects pop culture, right?
Mhm.
Like they're going in and they're getting rid of all of these subsidized programs that
Yep.
push Marxist programming into pop culture. Like they literally found that as waste being pushed by the government. So
Yeah.
which is interesting because now are we not going to see DEI? Or will planes stop falling out of the sky? How is this going to look in pop culture?
Right.
When like Disney's, can't just tax write off, the Acolyte or something.
Oh
Right,
God.
because,
Or
they were
Black
pushing
Snake.
kind of.
It's not
Yeah.
going to stop just because they take it out of the government. It doesn't mean that the culture in Hollywood will quit. It's all going to
No.
continue.
No, well, that's
Yeah.
that's the communist or the Marxist game. It's the
Yeah.
long game. Like it's
Right.
not about getting immediate victories. It's about a long term,
Right.
long plan. Because we're not the target for this. Like we're gonna get old and die. It's for the next generations who have never
Right.
seen what was good, and they just think this
Yeah.
is normal. Oh, Snake
Yeah.
was black. Okay.
Well, we're
Right.
we're at the point, and I was just thinking about this. We're at the point after World War II that nobody really remembers anything that was going on there, and so we're past that point where there's no grounding, to polarize everybody one way or the other.
Yeah.
You're kind of willy-nilly and you don't know what's up, and there's even people out there saying the Holocaust didn't happen and stuff like
Oh,
that,
boy.
and you're like, when there's no polarization going on and you have nobody to like cling to, I feel like the culture can shift anywhere. You have
Yeah.
a lot more freedom to what do you say, influence it and change it. So
Hmm.
we're gonna have to have somebody
Yeah.
to fight again soon.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's true. Look at history. It's the way history goes.
Yeah. What's up, Yang Yan? Yang Yan Zhao.
Ni hao, Mom.
Nice. I like that. I like saying
Bionic
that.
Bra says we'll still see it, but they're hoping we don't label it as much and just see it as Eartha Kitt as Catwoman or Billy D as Harvey Dent. But it'll now always be DEI after they had a real movement for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree to a degree on that one a lot. I will say this: like, I have a friend. We played D&D for a long time,
Mhm.
and I was kind of talking about what we were going to be talking about today, or somehow it came up, and he was like, "Well, what did he say? It was, well, I didn't see a culture." He's basically saying I didn't see a cultural fight going on. But now I see one coming or something like that. I'm like, where have you been,
Yeah.
dude? He's like,
Yeah, what are you
like-
talking about?
like the past 8 years.
Aloof.
And but
That's
he's,
what that's called.
but his political views, like one, I don't think he's really into politics, and like he doesn't really go into political
No.
rants or anything like that. But at the same time, he's watched it and has complained about it, about like the woke and stuff. I've even heard him say, I hate the term woke. I hate when people just throw the woke term, and I agree with that. But at the same time, he would also complain about some of the woke stuff that he was seeing in the stuff that he likes. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting trade-off, and I'm just bringing that up because there are people who actively do not see it.
Well,
and
right.
and that's a part of the manipulation, the Marxist
Well,
manipulation.
If it especially if it's going for them, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like if honestly the people who notice, quote unquote, notice the most are straight white men because they've been demonized the last decade.
That's
Yeah.
funny you say that because he's a black guy. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
funny
okay.
you mentioned that.
That's
Yeah,
I wonder
like-
if that does have
um,
something to do with it.
It
Yeah.
does.
So just-
like, sorry.
Not to get things started early, but I was just watching before we got on the stream that new Spider-Man cartoon because everybody's
God.
throwing fits about it, and I wanted to give it a shot. Like I like to give
Mhm.
everything a shot. I don't want everybody telling
Sure.
me what to think. I want to think
Yeah.
about it myself. And
And
I was
then-
like, okay. So I went open-minded, and I was like, at first, I really liked it. Like I was liking the animation even because everybody's like, no, I hate the animation, and I thought, no, I see what they're doing, and I kind of like it, and I like when they change it up and make it different than everything else. And
Yeah.
But then the part of the story started showing me some things, and I was like, okay, there's some woke things in here, and they don't spend a lot of time on it, but it's there. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I see why people are saying these things. I don't like certain design elements, and they changed Norman Osborn,
Yeah,
racially.
whatever that was.
Yeah, that's weird. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I don't like that either. And that is some of the woke stuff. They had
They made Harvey Dent black.
yeah, but they also had a guy. He's the captain of the football team, and they show him walking down the street home, and it's this long walk home, and
he's got chaps on. No,
but on his way, yeah, you wish
Damn it.
that would have been fun. But but instead on the side of the road, they have a cop pull over and follow him real slow, and it's a white cop.
Oh, God.
And he's a black guy.
Oh, he's a black guy. Got
And
it.
they're
Gotta do
following him
better.
on the road. I'm like, here we go. And I don't understand why they had to go there when they could have
They
just
just
showed
get
his
out
struggle at
Rodney
home.
Kingham.
Yeah,
Get him.
and they're just doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
like,
what
here
it
we go.
is well, that's the thing is like the woke, as we call it. It's actually or Marxist demoralization propaganda.
Yeah.
And in order for it to work, it needs to be subtle or less overt. Because
Yeah.
if you're being lectured to, or you're at a sermon, essentially, you're less likely to absorb the information. But if it's especially from this point forward, we won't necessarily be saying, oh, that show is woke or this is woke or that, because they know they can't win. Like you can't.
Yeah.
It's more of a bait and switch. What they'll do is
Right,
the first
right.
few episodes will be great, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there'll be a trans black lesbian who comes in and tells the evil white guys that they're stupid.
Yeah. All right, Chris. You called it out. Let's hear it. What did he say in Chinese? This Chinese
Oh, my
version
God.
in my chat right now.
Wait. Are you assuming just because I'm Asian, I know Chinese?
You
Dude, I'm
were,
Korean, not Chinese.
yeah.
I can
I'm sorry,
speak
y'all look the same to
Japanese.
me.
Oh God! Hey, what's with that island? Everybody's got the same haircut over there.
Yeah. So, in case nobody knows who Yang is, he's actually a white guy who has been to China or trained in China or whatever it was. So, I find that funny. Anyways, James says, even if you think the left has been defeated, get ready for the infighting on the right.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah,
There's always
you got to
people
take
fun.
everybody out. I'm not against it, I guess, but we do need, some kind of clear way forward. I don't know. So things, in my opinion, have changed, and it's funny you were bringing up like World War II and narratives and things
Sure.
like that, because, like for instance, you got to think of mass media,
Yeah.
TV in your home. Here's what to think, right? Television and all that shit. Well, then in what was it, 2014? I think it was with the Smith-Mundt Act being was it? I think it was changed, or they got rid of it. I think it was just changed so that then, propaganda. Basically, the Smith-Mundt Act was you couldn't spread propaganda and through American outlets and stuff like that. And that changed under Obama. They got rid of that, and that's when you started getting all of this, this straight up propaganda from all of the news outlets, and they were all saying the same garbage. And
Yep.
it turns out they were all taking a subsidized check to say all of this garbage,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and
have
that's how
scripts.
we got 3 years of Russia with zero fucking proof. And then it turns out that proof was actually that the Republicans, under was it McCain, tried to dig up dirt on Trump, and then he failed against Trump in the primary. So then they sold it to the Clinton campaign, and the Clintons ran with it with the help of the FBI. Like, it's get real, dude. It's crazy. And all that corruption and money,
Yeah.
was okay because of things like the Smith-Mundt Act being
Right.
being changed. And it's kind of like way things are going forward with the internet and everything like that. Everything is so decentralized that we can
Yeah.
get our information, at least new information, being told to us. Sure, it's a dude on TikTok, but you can also listen to what they're saying and go look it up for yourself.
Yep.
And that is super handy. Whereas before it was, Cronkite giving you the news, and that's the way it was, and shit like that.
Yeah,
We don't have to have that anymore. And
Yeah.
I find
You
it
can't
really
trust it
interesting
anymore.
You know,
Yeah.
What's and I used to follow with philosopher a lot less now, but than I used to. But Stefan Molyneux used to compare the internet to the printing press. You know, before the printing press, they didn't have books everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't just go look something up and educate
Yeah.
yourself. And then after the printing press, you know,
Yeah.
not long after it, you could.
Yeah, who were the
And,
biggest anti Gutenberg press? The Catholic Church.
Right, because they controlled
Right,
all the information. Yeah.
Yep. Remember, it was blasphemy to have the Bible written in vernacular or written in like other languages other than Latin.
Yeah.
Because that was a barrier to entry. You didn't speak Latin, you had no idea what the
Right.
hell these.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bionic Bra says every series has cast members now that look like a Captain Planet roster.
Yeah,
People are bad.
Benetton. Yeah,
It's true. But I will say that that's not always bad. Like for instance, in The Expanse, true, you could say the lead character is a white guy, but like it's an ensemble cast, you know.
yeah.
And I remember somebody was like, "Hey, what's a good show?" on Twitter, what's a good show to watch that I haven't seen? And I put up a poster from The Expanse. Like, you got to check out The Expanse. And somebody else, of course, somebody has to comment negatively. They're like, "Oh, that looks like a Marxist propaganda poster," because it was still diverse,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It has a different. So not everything that is diverse is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well,
It has to
that's-
have a reason. It has to have a
Yeah.
reason to be that way.
That's how people get this misconstrued. Is like
Yes.
people aren't upset that there are black people in our media. Hello, black people
No.
exist. People aren't upset that there's like gay people or Asian people or
Right.
Latinos or what. What we get upset about is all the black washing. If you have an established, character that looks like X, and then you expect everybody to pretend basically that the last half century or so of that character looking one way is suddenly like normal, that they are black and gay or whatever. It's like, no, like that's we're not going to eat the shit you're putting on our spoon. Sorry.
Yang says that's not true though. The Catholic Church supported several versions of the Bible in English and German. The problem was publishing crap translations that had many incorrect parts.
Ah,
That's fair.
oh, yeah,
Fair counter. All right. So I guess one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is because now that a lot of the DEI and all this forced Marxist ideology hopefully will be dwindling away with this, the cultural pendulum swinging back, is that what about the YouTube critic crowd?
Oh,
Right?
God,
All the
yeah.
people who have made a sizely fortune, whatever you want to call it, just on complaining about Disney, right?
Right.
And in my
Yeah, nothing to
opinion,
complain about.
if you've seen the intro to the show, you kind of get the hint that I don't really care for those guys. I think that they're helping the Marxism, proliferate because the idea is to reflect negatively on your culture, your current situation. You have
Right.
to. Oh my God, He-Man is totally over. Everything is Star Wars. Luke's gay. Luke Skywalker's gay.
Here's my
supposed to
20-part
constantly-
episode about it. Like,
Yeah. And it's like one more thing after another. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, everything I grew up with, my whole past, is
So
terrible and is ruined. And I disagree. It's like it's still
Yeah.
there. It's
Yeah.
all still there. All the
Right.
stuff that you like is still there.
Yes.
You don't have to participate in the new stuff.
Well, there was a book out that
What
was
is it?
published
Mhm.
where they were talking about, how the toys in the 80s and the cartoons that were made from the toys in the 80s. So we can talk about He-Man, Transformers, you name
Yeah.
it, G.I. Joe, all that stuff.
G.I. Joe.
All those things were just to sell toys, and it was all propaganda for you to just buy. And I'm
Okay.
like,
And that's bad.
who cares? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that was a great
Oh,
childhood for
man. Sorry, go ahead.
me. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just
But
going to say that they're building the straw man. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Did it entertain you? Did it entertain you? Yes. I don't care if it was a 30-minute commercial.
I don't
it still
either.
entertained me.
Because it was a great childhood for me. I remember those things and I love them to this day. And I wish I could create something as cool as was created at that time. I hope that whatever I do create as a comic creator lives up to something that cool for me or for,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
for other kids. And, you know, that's what inspired me to create. Those cartoons in that era inspired me to create to this day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, that was some of my
Frederick says
inspiration.
G.I. Joe was among the most intelligently written cartoons for boys. Yeah, you know, and it's funny, 100%, Frederick. And I'll say this.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. There we
He's
go.
like, let me get you bigger.
Holy dude,
Oh,
dude,
hold
chill
that
out,
back
man.
up.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So
Oh, you got
Nice.
the goat.
it's
You got
not done.
Trap
Trap jaw.
Yeah.
See him. Yep.
See, this is
Nice.
a work in progress.
Skeleton.
But yeah, I love this shit, man. And I'm doing it because I love it.
Yeah.
Still creative. And it said,
Yeah,
you know, it like killed your imagination or whatever. I said, no, I have a great imagination because of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's burned it on, you know.
Right? Yeah, because
So-
then when you did have the toys, you know, so there's this meme going on, or this meme I found, and I showed my son, and it was like, you know, part of the meme was, you know, these two moms watching their boys play on the floor with some toys, and then like the next part of the meme was like this huge epic Warhammer 40K fight going on. It's like what the mom sees and what the boys see, you know, and that's true. Like my son got a chuckle. He's like, "That's so true, Dad." You know, it's like, yeah, it's like to us, it's just two kids playing on the floor over there. But to my son and his, you know, his friend, it's this epic moment with like, you know, all this badass shit going on. So,
Mhm.
I just, I
Well,
don't
that's
see. Not only that, but they also with the, you know, the dreaded moral police or whatever. At the end of each, you know, some of those episodes would be like, okay, what's the moral of the
Yeah.
lesson today? Like on
Knowing
He-Man,
is
it's
half the
like,
battle.
where was, you know, where did Orko go wrong when he, you know, it's like, well, he
Yeah.
lied. He shouldn't have lied. And if he hadn't lied, then all the bad shit wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
great.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Dude,
Right.
this is like going back to your meme about the kids playing versus their imaginations and stuff. This
yeah.
is what the babysit your kid with the iPhone generation has taken from us, because
Yeah,
iPhones and
yes.
tablets and shit, they don't encourage imagination like that.
Nope.
Like
There's
toy
no-
play is a real
Yes.
thing, man.
Yes, toy
Yeah.
play is amazing. If you go look at toys now, they're minimized and reduced so far compared to what we
Yeah.
had as kids.
Or they're for collectors. They're for people our age
Yeah.
and older that put them in on shelves and never
Yes.
take them out of the
Yes.
boxes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. Frederick says He-Man had seriously amazing art in the mini comics.
Yes.
They came with the toys too. Dude, that He-Man, the little mini comics,
Yeah.
those were the shit.
I was
Yeah.
so
Badass.
confused, dude, as a kid when I read the comics and then Filmation had the cartoon, and I'm like, what the hell is this crap? This is nothing like what's in the comics. Like
Yeah.
He-Man was a barbarian from a tribe.
Yeah.
And it was like, then he's like, who the hell is this Prince Adam guy? And why do people
Right.
not think that he's He-Man? He's already
Yeah.
jacked out of his sword as Prince Adam. Like,
And like Tila was like a snake
Yeah.
woman
she
goddess.
was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
warrior
green.
goddess. Yeah.
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 I
Those
love
super
the old
cool.
comic books, and I wish they would have kept the cartoon towards the old comic books because I think they were
Yeah.
cooler than the cartoon.
Oh, yeah. They were more,
but I
more
but I
adults, like,
yeah, but I still loved it. I mean, it still
Oh, yeah,
hooked me, man. No matter what.
So Lord Shardington, very very regal name. He says, "What was so intelligent about GI Joe?" Well, I would say this: it brought up things like the Federal Reserve and how money works. It talked about you know, mind control,
mass formation psychosis. Like,
mass formation psychosis, weather manipulation,
Yeah.
all the stuff that you think, you know, is like, oh, it's conspiracy theory. And then you look into it, it's like, no, they've been doing weather modification since like at least Vietnam, you know. And so it's things like that they were, you know, back then it just sounds sci-fi, you know. And then actually, no, a lot of that stuff was actually true. It's just that it was
Right.
you know, blown into a bigger thing because it's a sci-fi action military story, you know.
and,
Yeah,
and it had
yeah.
some pseudo educational things. Remember when they were building Serpentor and they were talking
Yeah.
about all these historical
Genetics.
Yeah, well, they're like
Yeah,
Alexander the Great. I'm like,
genetics.
what the hell is Alexander the Great? And then they go into this big diatribe. I'm like, oh, damn.
You know what's so funny
Yep.
is actually when I was a kid, I remember seeing that episode, and I went to the kids' library like
Oh,
shortly
wow.
after that, like with you know, and I was like, I asked the lady, I was like, I'm looking for books on you know she's like, I might want to look at the other part of the library.
That's awesome.
It's like, Yeah.
But so there was intelligence and imagination. Who knew you could do it all, right?
Oh yeah.
What's up, Tank?
Hey.
Thanks for coming. Good to see you.
I don't know. I loved a lot of that stuff, and I think I think the 80s, when you look at the 80s and maybe even some of the 90s cartoons, they left an indelible mark on us, and I think even some of the cartoons now, I feel like some of it's not given credit for what it's actually doing, but I would like to see more stuff like that come out,
Yeah, adventure.
I really would.
Yeah. Well, like I've noticed, like also, like not having kids of my own, but like my nephew, like when I was babysitting him, my job was basically to like watch what he was watching on TV, make sure it was good or whatever.
Right.
And like we sat through. He called them Sam shows. His name was Sam, so it was like anything that was a Sam show. It was like kids cartoons, and we sat there and watched half of the shit that he was going through, and it was just like, dude, this is like brain rot. Like this is stupid. And so we did watch some great ones like Avatar: The Last Airbender. We went through all 4 books of that, or however many books there were. Oh, Aaron dropped out. Okay, perfect for me to blather on until he comes back. So we were watching the Avatar ones. We're like, this is amazing. Like I'm like, dude, like this is a really good show. These characters are great. Whatever. Mm-hmm. It ends, and then all of a sudden they came. Oh, power went out. Oh, damn.
Ooh, I hope he can get it back.
Yeah, we'll hold the fort.
Yeah.
So the series ended, and they're like, I was just like, hey Sam, did you know that they're coming out with a sequel series? It's called The Legend of Korra. And he's like, awesome, yeah, we can watch that one together too. We watched 3 episodes of that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
In the 3rd episode, like, and I'm not even being hyperbolic here. This literally happened. He turns to me and he goes, Uncle Chris, like, is Korra the baddie? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, that guy was saying that like all the people with like the special magic, the bending powers or whatever, are bullies and they're evil, like they're evil rich like bullies basically. And then all of a sudden the Korra chick comes in with like a polar bear and beats the shit out of everybody. And she's the bad guy, right? Like, why is the good guy not in the, like, what's going on? And I'm like,
oh wow,
these are really bad messages to send to kids. Like,
I mean, we had clear messages of who the good guys were and who the bad guys were. Always. And even if somebody turned, it was like you knew they turned and that they could possibly come back or die, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't everybody that turned. It was only a few people here and there, and it was much more fun to imagine what could happen,
But
what about that, guys?
Yeah,
Power went out in my house.
Yeah, was it like a wind thing or like?
I don't know. It just shut, like everything blinked and went off for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then it all came back on. So,
oh man,
damn.
I don't know. Yeah. It's a nice quiet day here, thankfully.
Yeah, it's like out of nowhere.
Yeah, seriously.
We're talking about the gay stuff.
Did somebody kick something or like what happened?
Right.
No.
Yeah, but
kids are like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like 1, 2, 3, nodded. No. So the point I was trying to make though is like the modern stuff went from very good messaging and the original Avatar: The Last Airbender to this like morally ambiguous, moral subjectivity crap, and you had this bully of a protagonist that was obnoxious, unlikable, and they're like, and the people that defended are like, oh well, don't worry, it turns around or whatever, and it's like, dude, like that's not the point. Like if you're putting this in front of the same people that watch the Last Airbender, and they sit down and they're like, what the hell is this crap? Like this is demoralizing propaganda. Like, what you thought was good was bad. Like, Luke Skywalker was just a curmudgeon that drinks alien titty milk. Like,
yeah, no doubt. God.
Well, let's not poo all over the alien titty milk. Okay. Anyways, Yang says they should make a series out of the mini comics that came with the He-Man toys, especially the initial run. Dude, that's how you reboot He-Man.
Yeah. So seriously. They have a book that actually took all the comics and put them together, and you can read them all together. And you can. Yeah, it's been great. I saw it, and I was like, man, that's amazing. It's great.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Frederick says Larry Hama wrote the background for all the characters that were used on the back of the cars, as well as writing the G.I. Joe comics at Marvel. Damn.
Oh,
Hats off to Hama.
Yep.
Now-
I knew
now,
Hama
you know-
did that.
yeah,
So,
mad props also to the people who kept the original Zartan card, because that doesn't
Oh.
exist. Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's-
right. They got rid of that, didn't they?
Yeah, Zartan, on the back of his flavor text, he was a criminally insane schizophrenic. Who,
Oh, I
and
remember
all
that.
this stuff. Yeah, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, there's like a bunch of bored housewives flip their shit, and the next thing you know, they had to reissue the entire thing. And I think at one point they even sold him out without the chameleon and without his cool props. And I'm like, this isn't Zartan. What the hell is
Right.
this?
Well,
Right.
and today, if they redid it, Zartan would probably be like a trans or something, right?
Yeah. Oh
Ugh.
God. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a they them.
Ugh. So
Um,
James Hurley says, me and my mom, when I was a teen, watched Angel, One Tree Hill, and Smallville and Supernatural together.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Those are some good shows in there too, by the way.
I still need to go watch some Smallville, don't I?
Yeah. I liked it.
Frederick says, Korra was shit. I couldn't watch it either. As much as I love the original, the Korra show was woke lesbian garbage.
He's right. He's right. Yeah, they turned her into a lesbian and stuff, and she like sabotaged her friend's relationship so that she could get with her. Like, yeah, that's a good hero right there, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. So let me, since I had that happen, I have to redo my share screen.
Oh man.
1 second. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I don't know who this is. I don't follow them, but this was making some rounds, and some of the the people I know or whatever, it came up in my feed. 1 second. So this Isaac Young says, I've been waiting for years for the YouTube critic crowd to move on, to realize that Hollywood is never going to cater to their interests, to refuse on principle to participate in the outrage machine no longer. It's irrelevant that he wants his shows to be based. They aren't and will never be. They've had zero impact on Hollywood, and now most of them are stuck reviewing the very content they created their platforms to fight back against.
Mhm.
So basically just talking about all of the culture critics who are constantly crybabying about basically everything that comes out. Now I know the true fans of those people will be like, oh, that's not true, they came out and they said they like this, or they said they like that, or it's like, but when you're not constantly sucking them titties, you can kind of step back and see, well, most of their videos are about how everything sucks and everything's terrible, and that's why we should all just be mad. And
Right.
what are they going to do when they when Hollywood stops making everybody gay and black? You know?
What are they going to turn their ire to? Like, but
Yeah, what's
my
next?
thing is like looking at this, I see a lot of parallels between this and the porn industry and alcohol. Like, those are all
wow.
negative things. Like, they all have a negative thing to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, who do you blame? The algorithm that promotes these people? Because like, that's the only shit that people watch on YouTube. You're either a hot chick, you're a rage monger, or you're like some weird dude that can do shit that nobody else can do, or you're like number 5, like top 5s or whatever. Like, that's
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
much YouTube. So if you want to be successful, you can't just be like look at the channels that are just like no drama, no nothing, and they're
0 views.
yeah, exactly. Single digit
Right.
views versus the dudes that are like stoking up drama or whatever. And it's like, who do we blame here? Is it the people that stoke up the drama to get the views? Is it the audience that watches that crap? Or is it like an algorithm that selectively hides the shit that doesn't stoke up the drama or isn't the hot chicks or
It's all
You
of the
know?
above.
it's cocktail
Here-
of failure.
Here we
It's
got
everything.
a friend of the channel, B.A. Turner. He says, rage merchants have done way more harm to culture and art than good.
Yeah.
I agree. And a part of that,
Yeah.
I think, is like what you're talking about. They ride the algorithm.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And if the algorithm says, make everybody mad for clicks, that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
And that's my argument as why these guys suck.
Oh yeah.
And they should definitely, it's like, oh, well, they don't have to do this. Well, then that means that they're not actually a part of the culture war, at least not the side they say they are, because if they were, they would say, now here's alternatives. Go find an indie thing that you like, or go find something else other than what we're fucking crying about. And I know, well, they don't do that, and because of this or that. Well, they don't do that because they don't get rewarded. They're not incentivized enough to do that.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. If they weren't rage baiters and they're like decided to turn a new leaf and say we're going to talk about indie promotion, or whatever, and put aside or leave behind all that other stuff, they would lose their entire audience. It's like a car accident.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nobody dead. I'm not driving. I'm not looking.
Yeah. Hey, so I see we've got some eyes on the show today. If you have not, hit the like button. If you have not, hit the sub button, dude. We do this. We got a cool group. We're gonna have more people kind of popping in as we do the show more often. So we'll see what happens. But we're here to have some fun, and all of this is in good fun. We're not here trying to hate on anybody. If you like Critical Drinker, that's fine. I really liked his when he talked about the fall of Star Wars or whatever. Out of 5 years ago or whatever that was pretty cool. Sure. I don't watch those guys too much because I have enough worries in my life and constantly hearing some negativity.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I can't listen to it. So if you do,
that's where I'm at.
That's fine.
Yeah.
James says the algorithm rewards reusing the same keywords. Star Wars, Disney, etc. Yes.
I had mentioned this on Patty's channel.
I listened to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Patty almost came on today, but
cool.
He has a guest. He's got a show. He's got to get whatever. So he might be coming on the next couple of weeks or something.
But
Sorry, go ahead.
We were talking about Frontlines, the Merchants of Cool, which was a thing that I had watched back when I was in marketing, like 20 something years ago. But they were talking about like exactly what I think it was James brought up about like the keywords Star Wars, Disney. So those are brands, And it really dawned on me when I was at like that convention, and I noticed that only brands get attention, and the attention from artists, like as an artist, Derek, like if you went to a convention, okay, and you put up all your original art of your own original characters and all this stuff, it wouldn't get anywhere near the attention, no matter how amazing it looks or whatever. It wouldn't get anywhere the attention if it wasn't like a Batman or a Superman, like some known brand. And
I agree with that.
We've conditioned for generations now
Yes.
to care more about brand. That's why all these people are clinging to shitty Disney and all these things that are already dead. Everybody knows they're dead, but they're programmed subconsciously to care more about these brands.
Well, even like manga right now, they're going after manga that they know, so it's a brand too. You know what I mean? So it's new brand. There's even new brands out there. It's just that they got to know it. It's got to be this big name.
Wrangler says, I try to avoid the drama myself. It doesn't do well for ratings. I don't know. I see.
I don't know, man.
The drama
I think it does well for ratings.
Stalker effect,
unfortunately. But I'm glad that you stay away from it. I try to avoid drama myself. So
I try. I get sucked in
every now and again. Yeah, because you're a part of the community, the networking community, and it's like you see somebody say something you disagree with, you want to participate in all this stuff.
Yes.
But so many people are so polarized. It's like pull sword, charge at the guy who disagreed with one thing.
How dare you?
Holy shit!
There's one thing different. If I jump in, I'm not name calling and I'm not calling a guy an asshole. I'm not thinking he's a jerk. I can respectfully disagree with somebody. It's usually when somebody comes in as a third party to that and goes, "Yeah, you fucking, you effing dickhead," and I'm like, I'm not fighting with this guy. We're just having we're having a discussion and an argument. An argument can happen without being mad at each other, And I'm okay with that.
Look at what happened earlier in the stream. I had made a statement. Okay. It wasn't like fully substantiated about the Catholic Church and the Gutenberg Press. And then Yang Zhao came in and said, like, look, no, this is actually what it is. And I'm like, maybe he's, I'm going to go look it up and be like, but
I'm not going to die on that hill. That's fine.
I'm not going to get pissed off at somebody for being like, if anything, I'm grateful. It's like, you just set me straight. Like, thanks.
Right. Yeah, just rage out, throw stuff.
In front of everybody, too.
James Craig says, but so does human nature. People already have opinions about franchise number 69.
Yeah.
And people have an aversion to learning new content.
And that's been programmed behavior. Like at some point, we didn't have brands. We had new things. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't have that anymore because marketing has been distilled over the last 50 years.
Yes.
That's a really good point.
So you know, just to say that really happened to me. I was at a con and I had my stuff set up. Had some really nice, I feel like it was some of the best artwork I was displaying. And they saw like a little bit. I did have some like prints that I made, just a few little things here and there of like Batman and some other stuff that wasn't a big deal. And everybody was coming up and looking at that. But my wife had mentioned, is it Shizutsu Kaisen? Is that the name of that? Am I saying that right?
Is it Jujutsu Kaisen? Oh, something like that.
Kaisen? Yeah.
My daughter has talked about it. She's like, Dad, you should check it out. Yeah.
Well, my wife mentioned it because she knew my son is into it. And as soon as she mentioned it, 3 tables down, these girls heard her say this. It was like they had Superman hearing all of a sudden. Said, Jujutsu, you know, whatever it is. I can't even say it right. Oh my God. And they freaked out and they ran to my table. And they like flooded my table and they're like, do you have prints? Do you have this? Do you have that? Are you selling this too? And I said, I don't have anything. You know, and they were like, and their faces were like,
yeah, you saw the back they left.
Yeah, like,
you know, back in my day, they would toilet paper your house after that.
Yeah. And they, you know, they went away and they didn't say another word. You know, they were like, oh, and then they left. And I was like, that is some crap right there. You know, like cons. When I went to cons, I always looked for the independent stuff. Like I love to find some.
That's where
stuff that
you know
nobody else
where you
ever
find
had.
the new stuff.
It was such a humbling experience, dude. Going there and they're like, "We don't want your shit."
Yeah. So I was just talking about this with a person I did a recent commission with, because she goes to cons and does some stuff. Like she helps with like a lot of the famous people that go there, and she helps walk them around. And she goes, well, she goes, if you would sell some more commission work like you made for me, because I did that Wonder Woman piece for her. And she goes, that would be great. And I said, no, I said, that's not what I'm about. I said, I don't mind drawing some of that for people if they pay me to do it. That's fine. But I don't want that to be my bread and butter, you know? I'm a comic creator. And she goes, well, you do better. And I said, I know. And I said, that's what I kind of go against. So whenever I used to go to cons, you know, you would find, was it Shakan the Last Man? Is that what it was? Shakan?
Yeah, Shakan the Forever Man.
Shakan the Forever Man. I found that guy. I found some other books that nobody had ever heard of. And it was cool back in the day to get things that nobody ever heard of. Or you were one of the first people to hear of it and you showed people, you know, like, hey, look at this. This is cool. It was the same with music. You would go into a music store and find a record nobody had yet. And we did that with Nirvana. We did, you know, we found some Nirvana before everybody, you know, latched on to Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was great in the day.
Well, and what you just described is what I guess you could say is also human nature. Yeah. But when the merchants of cool have taken over our marketing, it's now no longer, look, I have the new thing, or I found something new and exciting to share with people. It's now, what did the popular kids wear? What did the popular kids think was cool? And I'm going to go with that.
And it takes away, because the underground music scene and the underground art scene was some of the coolest shit you could find. And now they're nowhere, you know?
Yeah. Because they're not part of the popularity contest.
Yeah.
Frederick says anger leads to more purchases, apparently. The algo pushes sales in the ad model at the end of the day. Yes. Wow. Yeah, I mean, let's not forget, like, the algorithm is programming people's buying habits. You know, they say that it interacts and it gives you, that's probably all that's true and all that stuff. But at the same time, you know, if all of this is getting clicks, I'm going to rage about it too. It will push that to other people in the attempt that it will also make them rage and go on. You know, and then people buy when they're emotional. You know, it could be anger, love, whatever, all the full spectrum. And you just have to hit that right note for that person, you know, generally to get them to want to buy. And if somebody is already mad, chances are, you know, or they want to be mad, like they're already expecting to, or I'm going to watch this dude rant about how gay Luke is now, you know, it's like, Yeah, they're already primed.
Yes.
But, James says what YouTubers should be doing is headline their videos with the franchise and then insert the other content
Yes.
as
Yeah,
comparison.
man.
I kind of
I've been
agree.
saying that for years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was what Aaron. Yeah,
Put
like,
Disney
that-
all over it, and then
but they
Well,
won't.
solutions. It's
Right.
present a problem and provide a solution. And people, the ignorant masses, I hate to say this, but the longer you're in marketing, the more like misanthropic or whatever.
Yeah.
The more you hate people. You realize just like how lazy subconsciously people are. They don't care.
yes.
They just want to get
So-
angry and
So yeah, I was watching this guy talk about music. He was a producer in music, and he was talking about how he used to produce records for all these different bands, like in the new metal scene. So it was whenever new metal was kind of new in the early 2000s. It was
Yeah.
up and coming still, and just after the days of Limp Bizkit, but still like still early days. Well, he would sit there and put the music through some software, and it would level out the music to make sure that it was hitting all the points where he wanted it to hit.
Mhm.
And it was making conveyor
Mhm.
belt music. And by doing that, it made everything like a hit show. They knew they were going to get a hit song if they did these things. And that's what he was doing to make sure that it hit it. And, it just blows my mind that it worked.
Well, that's similar to the
And-
algorithm, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the algorithm. They know what works. And it was exactly that. As long as the music peaks at this level and as long as you keep it here, it's everything everybody wants. So they're always going to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Brink says, I think the same mechanic helped Rippa sell more books. Yeah. So with like the Rippaverse and all that stuff, I think that him already having a huge subscriber base
News
and
media.
then giving them merchandise to purchase, really, obviously that helped out. And then all the networking that he's done. But a lot of that, was, and I didn't watch him a whole lot before. I barely, I don't keep up on what he does or whatever. But, my understanding is that he did a lot of complaint videos, or about like comics in general and all that stuff. And I think that's why he thought he could get into the comic industry the way he did and all that, whatever. But so, yeah, I mean, I agree that had to have helped him sell his books because people are like, ooh, an alternative. And then, so then they grab it all up,
Right.
which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Go for it.
That quote tweet or that tweet that you were showing earlier, the
Yeah.
one where that dude was like, he nailed it. Cause like, I mean, I'm not, respect to Ripper or whatever, but like, he basically talks about how like these people do the complaints or whatever. And when they try to do their own stuff, it's often not very like those who can't do become critics, so to speak. Like you look at AVGN, James Rolfe, who I freaking love as a YouTuber, but like his movie, the Angry Video Game Movie, was so bad. It was terrible, dude.
That's what I've heard.
And-
just to highlight what you were saying. Sorry to interrupt. I've watched whole careers be built on nothing but smoke and mirrors. And that's what I'm saying, where it's like their whole thing is to bitch and push the black pills. And when it came time for these critics to create their own culture, to actually fight back against the slop they decried, they either refused or failed so hard that it was memory hold. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Wow.
And it's sad because there
It's a
are
jam.
plenty. Well, like there are plenty of unheard of people that don't have these platforms that were built on rage. Or and here's the thing: is it's not just outrage, dude. I've helped a lot of YouTubers in my day. I'm one of the behind the. Yes, I'm the crypto Jew. I'm the guy that's behind the scenes that has helped a lot of YouTubers. Some of them are really big, some of them not so big. Whatever.
Yes.
But like the things that I've noticed of the super successful ones, they fall into like those categories of you're either a hot chick, you're an outrage merchant, you're like you do something that nobody else can do, like you can play a video game better than anybody else, or you travel to these new places or whatever, or you do something like that, or you have these really like easy bite-sized clips of like top 10, number 5.
Yes.
Like, that's it,
Yeah.
dude. That's what it takes.
Yeah. Well, like shows like this, long form discussions and stuff like that. Like, I'm buried. If we're not specifically, if I'm not advertising keywords like Star Wars, then I'm buried.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
even if we do mention it. So
Right.
Wrangler says we're in a time where actors don't put butts in seats; the IP does.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Hopefully, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to go see the next Superman movie or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. I might, you know, maybe, but or the new He-Man, which I want to be excited about, but
I know, me too. I
I
want
want
to
to be excited.
be.
God,
Yeah, me too. I'm not liking
Frederick
the sound of
says,
it.
No.
No, yeah, there's red flags all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, last weekend I missed the show and all that stuff. But I wanted to talk about He-Man, the He-Man casting, and also rumors that Dolph Lundgren was in London getting fitted for a wig on a secret project, which
King
is
Grayskull.
hopefully is him coming into the movie, which would be a nice little treat because I just watched the '80s He-Man movie with him in it.
Oh wow.
Like last week or something with my son.
He was
So I'm all
perfect.
He-Maned up, dude. I'm ready to go.
Right.
You know, Frederick says some drama needs to be addressed, but yeah, it can get explosive on certain topics.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because people will
Yeah.
they will fucking go to war and die on any hill that they can find. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter, you know.
A lot of people, you know, it's like we're talking about moral
Thank you,
moral ambiguity, but there's
Mhm.
also a side to I can never be wrong. So there's a lot of narcissism being pushed.
Yeah.
And then also like I am God, so I don't have to apologize. I don't have to say I'm sorry, even if I am wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know, so it's a lot. I think it all ties in together, you know,
Yeah.
and that's kind of sad. But I think drama should be addressed sometimes. Yeah. I think you
Yeah.
should be able
Yeah.
to address it a little bit.
I think Wrangler has one of the best comments. Like, sub, and share.
That is correct,
Sub
sir.
and share. Angry video game nerd movie killed his love and drive too. It was a sad
Aw.
time.
Yeah.
See, I missed all that stuff. Angry video game nerd. I've seen a couple of his shows, but like, yeah, a buddy of mine was, you know, he knew all about Angry Video Game Nerd. So I was like, damn, that's the whole thing I missed, huh?
Yeah. I really
Hello,
like.
all. Happy Sunday to you. What's up, Rex?
Hey.
Yeah, I feel the power. Right on.
Man, yeah. Well, that's the other thing is like a lot of people like really need like an ego check. Like, dude, I'm a dumbass. I'll say it right up front. A lot of
Yeah,
the shit that
me
I
too.
say is freaking embarrassingly stupid, and I you know, like I have to, you know, I have to understand that, you know, if I were perfect, there'd be no reason to be alive because you're not learning. Like every stupid thing that I say, especially things I get corrected in, it helps me as a better person. I don't want to be
Yeah.
the prophet that comes down from the mountain, you know, like that's a
Yeah.
stupid position to be in. Like,
Yeah.
just live
Right.
and learn, man. And
Yeah.
those egos make it so that you're afraid to talk to people because you have to like walk on eggshells to placate the egos. And
Right. It's like,
I don't
oh,
wanna
you
be around
disagree
people
with me? You know, 2 arms. Like,
Yeah.
dude, relax. And then his buddies jump in.
yeah, here's my 30 sock puppet
That's what I'm
accounts,
saying.
whatever.
Gosh.
Dog pile, you know.
Holy cow.
I can't stand the dog
Uh,
piling. Can't stand it.
Here's a little bit more from that Isaac dude who I don't know, but he's got like a ton of followers and shit. So I'm assuming he's somebody. But he makes good points. And it's not about the messenger, it's about the message. So he says Andor being, quote, good was a defeat for the right. I was bored by Andor. I couldn't get past the like second or third episode, but I
never
was
watched
told
it.
that it's great. He says every leftist production that's good is a defeat for the right wing. These shows are not the industry course correcting. They are hooks on the bait to fund more of their activists and products.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so. I mean, art has, you know, you could say art has
art
always
is.
been liberal.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, but like, I watched Skeleton Crew. I liked it. It was fun. It's like, this isn't Star Wars. That's I guess that's fair. But I also enjoyed things like you know, the Jedi Survivor or whatever. Like that's a cool ass game, you know,
Okay.
or Star Wars Rebels. I like that too.
Yeah.
So
I like Rebels. Rebels is good.
Yeah,
I mean,
for me,
go ahead.
it's just the brand is so damaged that it's apathy. Like,
Yeah.
like Andor had the Black Widow effect for me. Like, by the time the series came out, the main character was already dead. I just don't care. And it's not that I'm raging or like you shouldn't watch this or you shouldn't like this or whatever. No,
Yeah.
like, dude, if you can find happiness in this horrible, miserable world, you know, black
Yeah.
pill dispenser. But
Right.
like, if you can find happiness, like, who am I to tell you what you should be enjoying? Like, this is up to you. It's your life. I'm not paying your bills.
and I think the point that he's kind of making here is like, you know, all of the complaining is not affecting Hollywood.
Nope.
And
not even
Right.
I
close.
agree.
Yes,
I don't like,
that's
no,
true.
we've had an effect, damn it. It's like, no, you haven't.
It's been marketing.
The new Captain America movie, you know, as much as you want to say that it failed, it still made a profit for somebody.
Made money. Yep.
Like,
That's
and
what
I
it
don't
did.
expect to watch it. I'm not interested in it. It doesn't
Dude.
look good. You know, the Mackie dude,
Sure.
I don't think can carry a project by himself. I don't think he has the charisma. And you know, it didn't look interesting to me. Like it's just
No,
they're gonna clip some things from the past, other Captain America movies that were cool, right? It'll be like an espionage movie or two with action, but that Massey dude cannot carry a movie. He can't do it.
Well, wouldn't like
Right.
it be hilarious if people found out that all of these production houses, all these studios intentionally leverage all of these outrage merchants on YouTube as marketing? Because look at the way that the wacko lefties respond to it. Critical Drinker says it's bad. Well, I'm going to go see it because he's a far right Nazi bigot. Like, okay, was it good?
and
Well, no,
It
but I
still
saw
drives
it anyway.
sales one way or another.
It's the same thing as they say is like, you know, even negative publicity is still publicity.
Yes.
It's like, so these guys, in my opinion, are like third party,
yes.
Disney employees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're getting paid. They're getting paid
That's
to talk
true.
about Disney.
Kind of true.
And to me, it's like an
Yeah.
ironic, rug pull for their fans because their fans think they're fighting back, and it's like, no, you're not.
I do like in this
contributing
time
to it.
frame. Yeah, they are. I feel I liken this time to the time of like I always talk about music because I always feel like music and comics have a lot of parallels. So I use it because I'm a musician too. So but for me, like when Nirvana got big, I hated them.
Yeah.
I didn't hate them because they were too popular. I got sick of them because you heard them all the time.
Yeah.
But I also thought that they were not the second coming of the Beatles, and everybody else was like, "Oh, it's the Beatles all over again,"
Dude.
And I was like, "It's really not." And second off, as much as I can respect the songwriting and all that, they're okay. They're singing off key. They sound like shit sometimes, and everybody's still like, "It's great." No, it's really not.
Yeah.
It sounds like shit. So I was always on the fringe of that, and I feel like that's kind of where I'm at here, like with Star Wars now. And I'm like, Star Wars was the IP for me growing up. I mean, it was the shit growing up.
Hell yeah.
It has since been, ruined, and much like
Thanks,
Nirvana was
George.
for me. Yeah, no shit. And because whenever I first grew up, I mean, it was sacred. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And now I've
Well,
seen
it's
what
like people
have done
complain
to it.
that Disney ruined Star Wars, but I remember when their prequels came out.
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
ruined Star Wars.
George
for a lot of
ruined
people.
Star Wars first. That's
Well,
true.
I like it all. I like all of what George has done. Rogue
Yes.
One is one of the best Star Wars movies there is. So
For me, it's as a Star Wars fan, OG, not to cut you off, Derek, but like
No, you're good.
there's 3 movies, there's some really kick-ass video games, and everything else is just fanfic. Like
Right.
I don't care about the prequels. My nephew loves them. I thought the 3 movies had a tonal inconsistency. The movie that was targeting the first market, the kiddie movie of "Whoa, I'm blowing up spaceships!" Whoa, it's suddenly this movie about this like horrible romance written by a nerd that's never had a woman talk to him unless he entered his friend.
yeah.
I don't
Like
understand.
Yes.
My
Yes.
sister, I watched that with her. She literally, as we were walking out, literally reiterated that line. She's like, "Who writes this shit?" Like, and then the third movie was like a snuff film.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hell yeah.
traumatize these kids.
I think the point I was trying to get this long-winded thing back to, for me,
Yeah,
at least,
Derek.
I know I just take forever. I have these long thoughts, but is that with these great sacred IPs, I guess you could call them. It's like they get to the point where, or like they didn't start out as sacred. Like George Lucas didn't know if Star Wars was going to hit when he made it, right?
It wasn't called The New Hope.
Yeah, it was. Right. It was Star Wars, and for me, like look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Totally undiscovered, and then all of a sudden, by word of mouth, it got huge, and it was a great indie discovery, and it became one of the biggest IPs of all time. And
Yeah.
Make it.
and today it wouldn't make it, yeah, because of the underground and that underground thing. To me, that whole discovery piece. We were talking about He-Man and all this stuff. The first time I saw He-Man was not on the cartoon; it was the toy.
Same here.
Yeah.
I walked into my cousin's bedroom because we were visiting my aunt and uncle, and my cousin was there, and I walked into his room and he had a whole setup. He had Skeletor, He-Man, he had Battle Cat, and like 2 or 3 other characters. I can't remember, but I remember seeing those and I absolutely lost my shit. I was like, holy hell, what is that?
Yeah.
And he goes, I just got these. They're great. They're He-Man, man. You want to play with them? And we started playing toys. And I'm telling you, I was hooked from that point on. I had never seen it. And where is that discovery now? Where are we?
Hey, Derek,
You know what I mean? Like,
what does that do for you, Derek?
ooh, ooh.
Dude,
No.
yeah. Dude, and the new figures are so poseable. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah, I love
holy! I
that.
got them for my son, but
Love
he
that.
doesn't really like he doesn't
He's all
get down
electronic,
on
doesn't hit him.
the same kind of toys like GI Joe toys. He doesn't really like. He's okay with like these little miniature dudes, and him and his friend will sit there and have battles and shit with just like little Lego guys or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
And I'm like, but you got He-Man right here, and he's posable. He's fully
Yes,
posable.
yeah.
He can even move his ankle. Like, are you kidding me? He's
Well,
No,
the allure
it's
of
in my
something
dungeon.
new has to be put out there for everybody. You can't just keep having
Yeah.
this distillation of Star
Yeah.
Wars and Batman and all these other IPs. The new things
Yeah.
have to come along because
Well, we're culturally
discovery.
depressed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where the Merchants of Cool comes in. Is
Yeah.
like, the reason why we're so culturally depressed and looking back on like this, the Gen Xer crap,
Yeah.
is because nothing new is even worth like everything that's coming out is either a rehash of shit we've already seen,
Yeah.
or it's the Marxist demoralization garbage where you got like lesbian Korra and all that crap, or it's not cool.
Well, I
it's
think that's why manga's hitting right now too, because it is kind of a discovery. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
but
It
it's
is.
Yeah,
it's
new
it's
IPs.
established though. But it's like
Yeah.
like the weebs, like the brand itself is that it's from Japan. Like you got people like you go
Yeah,
into
it's
a school and you tell the cool kids, hey, here's My Hero Academia, go read this or whatever. And
Yeah.
then the other kids, the popular kids with My Hero Academia, and suddenly, oh, did you know there's also Demon Hunter and all, and it's this
Yeah.
undiscovered like thing. But the problem is it's still a brand.
Yes.
Manga as a whole is a monolithic brand, even though it's a vast genre. It's weird.
All
Yeah,
right.
it is
Well,
weird.
we've been at it for about an hour, so let's go ahead and wrap up on the culture. Is the culture war over? And then we'll look
Never.
at some promos here.
Yeah.
So, all right, because I agree. All this shit sucks. That the corporates and
Everything sucks.
the culture and all that stuff. So we will not be like the other critics. We will actually talk about some of the promos that we had in this week's Twitter link. So or
Woohoo.
X, yeah, X. So all right, but before that, let's talk about what do you guys think? Let's wrap that up with the culture war. Is it over? Is this a pendulum shift? What are we looking at?
I don't think it's over. In fact, I don't even think it's a pendulum shift at this point.
No,
I
don't either.
say we're in the heat of it, and they're playing the long game, and they will win because they're not looking at us; they're looking at our grandkids.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Frederick seems to agree. Culture war is not over, but we're definitely in a different
Yep.
stage of it. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, you
It's
can kind of
perpetual,
feel, I hate to be that guy, but you can kind of feel it in the air, like some of my, the blue anon people that I'm around, the people who believe all the shit that, MSNBC tells them to think,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
or whatever, like the mass media tells them to think, they're fine with it. Even I can see them seeing that there is a change somewhere. So I know I was talking about my friend earlier who denied it, but then at the same time was bringing up points where there is no culture war, but yet woke is getting into these things. So,
Yep.
but now it just seems more prevalent recently, where it's like 8 years ago, like, what are you talking about? This is the way it is. Of course, kids chop off their dicks. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I just have standards, dude. Like that's what people should have if they want this to go away. To be like, no, just cut off. Like, okay, you got blackwashed and gay and all this stuff. I'm not watching it. Not that I hate it. Not that I have any emotional. I'm done.
I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
Tank says, I'm not stuck on the internet with the culture war. It's stuck on the internet with me.
Rorschach ferret.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly why I use that at the beginning of the show, in that intro against evil Black Chad and his army of black pills. So yeah. Any last words on that one? All right, let's go ahead and let us battle against the Black Chads of the world. And I will say, whoops, I'm not going to do it. There we go. All right, so go check out Immortal Rising #2 Burnt Offerings on Kickstarter right now. This is like a catch-up tier if you missed it. I was basically just looking to see, without much advertising, I'm not on streams other than my own talking about it. So far we got 6 backers, halfway to the 500 or just over halfway. So if you are looking for something new fantasy-wise, if you like things like Dragonlance, Castlevania, Final Fantasy, I heavily draw from those sources. And, there's a lot going on here. It's a lot of plot. It's a lot of beautiful art. And I would love to play the video, but I will not do that because we ran long. So go help me out. Go back this so that the people who aren't in these circles and just randomly saw me on Kickstarter, they can also get their books. And so you're not just helping me out, you're helping out some strangers that you will never meet. So I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the thread and see who we got. Oops, there we go. So I went through some of this earlier. Oops, let me move this over here.
Nobody wanted to do a pitch, huh?
Nobody wanted to come on and pitch. So that's fine.
Interesting.
I think in time, people will. It's just new.
Yeah.
People right now are just like, a thread I can share my work on. Let me go. So, and that's fair. That there's nothing wrong with that. My thing is like, if it's just on X, you're like the people who do that are the other people who are trying to share their stuff. And so then really you're only marketing to other creators, which is kind of what we do now as it is. I'm trying to open that up with this time slot and all that stuff and naming it Indie Shop Sunday. Is because I want people who are interested in indie to buy, buying indie stuff will come for that instead of for, drama or for this or for that. Yeah. Or because you're in this faction or that faction. I'm not trying to purposely draw those people in. I just want people who want to buy indie stuff.
Yeah.
So, for all of us, damn it.
It's so hard, dude. Yeah, it's so hard to get, as an indie creator, like just to get people to even look at your shit.
It really is. Yep. So, and here on a Sunday, I seem to be getting some good views. Right now, I'm being told there's 40 watching. The last couple times we've done this, we've gotten, pretty considerable. It's like 50, which isn't bad for a nobody on a Sunday. So
I love to make an ass in front of myself. The more people, the merrier.
Yeah. So this one here,
bullshit.
I guess I'll just go through. Did you guys see anything that particularly stood out? Because I'm not going to do all of these. We said that we were going to kind of pick and choose which ones that we wanted to highlight the most. So I just want to go through it real quick and just kind of show whoever is sticking around who did respond. So here's Dave Brink, Genuine Comics, with his Perfect 10, number 5.
Yep.
So that's badass.
And Power Trip. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. And Power Trip. Dark Side is Comics with his Gemini Crusader. He's out there. This is looking really good. I really like the art. I'm hoping that he'll come on sometime and chill.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Bloodbot Comics. He's got that pulpit, which we had a couple weeks ago. We talked about that one. Showed that one off. Pencils Down is still up. It's out there getting cash. He's doing it really well.
Yeah, man.
Good for him, especially for being like an insular kind of story where it's like particularly about people in the indie comic market.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, some of the
Yeah.
creators and shit. It's like, wow, he's selling really well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Recon, this looks really good. I think
Yeah.
I saw him on K-pop show. I watched a little bit of that, and another guy. It's like, dude, let's get you on the show. Let's get you
Yeah,
talking
man.
about this Recon. It
I
looks
haven't
good.
seen this.
We
shirt,
did
but-
look at that one last time. Excuse me. Meritorious Comics. This one's new to me. I don't remember seeing this one.
Promenade.
So that looks like a Kickstarter one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
looks-
I will say this. So whoever's out there that is a creator, you know, put a little blurb. If you're going to post the link and all that stuff, just talk about a little bit of what it is. You know, like this one, I don't know. Looking at the art, I can't tell what it is, but then they have a quick explanation.
Yep.
You know, is my take on
Super
Power
helpful.
Rangers and 90s anime. Boom. Awesome.
There you
Yeah.
go. Nice.
There's Tailend Studio.
Yeah.
Somebody else we need to have back on the show.
Hey,
He was
hey,
on the
hey.
show like 2 or 3 years ago.
The Warren.
So
yeah. We
good to see
that-
him out there.
Yeah. We talked about this one previously too. So it's
Yep.
good to see,
Yep.
consistency.
This is the one that I thought looked really good.
yeah.
Wrecked.
Travis's book looks great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's pull it up.
The art is just
Yeah. Honestly, like it reminded me of Reni's art when I first saw it. I was like,
does.
holy crap.
yeah. Did
Let
she do
me,
a piece for it at all?
Gorgeous.
One
What's
second.
up?
Did she do a piece for it? It almost looked
I
like
think
she did a piece.
Yeah, I think she did, but like she has a very distinct style, and I really
I think
like,
that's
that looks
hers,
like her
right?
work. Yeah, yeah, I really like her style. Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
And-
Follow along as young Gertrude attempts to clear her path to redemption with unhinged barbarism.
yeah, I love
It
those.
got me. Now, I will say this would be the time to play a video, right? Because we're not going to go through all of them,
yeah,
but
right.
no video. So
yeah,
Okay.
me sad. Me likey videos.
yeah.
I like the
But it-
grace.
It makes it
scale.
easy
That's
on the
nice.
show.
It's
makes
right
it
up my
easier.
alley.
It's like a minute or 2 minute pitch that you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
with that trailer. Does it always
Okay.
sell? No, but it helps. It helps me
Wow.
as a host to show it off.
Look at that paneling. Damn.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
That's great. Love
Yep. It's good stuff.
it. Grayscale really works on that.
Yeah.
Is it? it
Hey,
looks like
that's a
the whole
Jose.
book.
That's
Yeah,
a
well, I was
Yeah,
like, wait. I was like, wait, that's not my stuff, but that looks like my stuff. Yeah.
Very cool. Very
It's
cool.
really cool watching Jose's
I like this too.
style mature too.
That's-
Especially
that's
his
also
coloring.
him.
His coloring has
Yep,
gotten
this
really
looks
good.
like that's all Jose.
That's all
Yep.
Jose. Yep.
Very
So
cool.
this looks
Gilmore.
fucking badass.
Yeah, very nice. Can you scroll up to the top real quick? What are some of the tiers going for just to see? So main covers 25.
So
okay.
that's what we should do. Next time we do one of these, maybe we could kind of critique people's
yeah.
their sites. Let's
Yep.
just critique it, like how it's built, and like I was saying, it needs a trailer. Another one would be it'd be nice to have the different tiers kind of advertised here, like how I did on mine.
Yeah.
The original one I did on my Indiegogo is like, okay, here is what you get, and then as a person goes through each one of my pages, I would have a little blurb of one of the buying tiers and what you get in that tier, just to kind of as a small ad while you're looking at the art, because anyways. All right,
Very
we
cool.
got main cover. I guess the featured would be I Need Them All.
Yeah.
I need them all.
Smart
Right,
to put
70
that
bucks.
top. Yeah.
Which looks like they
Nice.
got 17 off right now, 7%. It's not bad.
Okay.
Main cover, the Rini cover,
Yeah.
and the Rushbrook variant. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh yeah. I think
Michael Rushbrook, right?
Michael, yeah, Michael worked on I think it was what is it, Fiendish 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So
Okay,
yeah,
I got that one.
yeah.
Looks good.
So yes, this does look good, and we got to have him come on or something. That would be great.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead
Not,
and-
not that we've just overlooked everybody else's that was in that list, because that
No, I'm going to bring it back up, and we're
Yeah.
going to pick out another one.
that
Yeah.
was just one that Derek had mentioned backstage. Who was like, "Yeah, I really like this," and I was like, "Yeah, well,
But yeah, it just caught my attention over in a quick overview of your post. I was like, oh, I got to look at this. So
No, that's not it. Shit, I lost.
You need that?
Sorry.
Okay, I got the link if you want it. All right, hold on.
Yeah, let me just go in the private chat.
Yeah. Oh, if it's it's probably still there. But if it's not, here is the.
Yeah, it's there.
looking at a lot of books, I mean, whenever I see the grayscale and some books, people are doing black and white. I think that's where I'm going with my next book.
Amen.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's less expensive to produce,
Yep.
probably faster to produce as well. So
Yeah.
At least at first, and then maybe I'll color down the road. But yeah,
If you guys want, I can show you something that I'm doing with my book 3 as a possible stretch goal for the book 2 campaign.
yeah.
It's
I'd
got a
love
lot
This is the one that I wanted to show. This is from
Oh,
Galata.
Yeah.
The dude is fucking awesome. I really like the guy.
wow.
One of the things I really like about him is you can have a conversation about metaphysics with the dude,
Yep.
which is not normal. So
Very
I
smart
really
person.
appreciate that. Pull that up. As a metaphysics enjoyer, it was a delight to have him on, and I would like to have him back. Anyways, this one here is what's it called? In Hell, a grand fantasy horror adventure beyond the human. Let's see.
Wow.
It looks like he's so this is like different archetypes coming together, and
Yep.
they're in hell. You got your rebel, the blonde, the nerd, the jock, the artist, the feminist, basically the Breakfast Club. Six
Yep.
teenagers you know all too well meet the great unknown and a clown in hell.
Fitting that the feminist.
here we go. Yeah, well, you mean high school?
Rebel, blonde, nerd,
Can you hear that?
Yes.
jock, artist, feminist. 6 teenagers in love meet something that looks like a clown in hell. Your friend,
Oh,
charismatic Mexican cartoonist extraordinaire Gelada, brings you a new graphic novel adventure set within the now world-famous Hell saga. In Hell follows 6 youth as they awaken within an unfamiliar, surreal landscape. Emerging from the very elements as grotesque blobs of flesh, they quickly conform to the shapes of 6 archetypes you, dearest reader, knows only too well. Johnny, the rebel without a cause. Barbie, the blonde, buxom cheerleading bombshell. Dexter, the nerd genius. Arthur, the jock team captain. Willow, the awkward artist loner. And Christine, a child of our age if there ever was one. The indignant
Wait, what?
he shows Karl Marx for the feminist.
Yeah, the gay black chick. Yeah.
revolutionary
so,
feminist.
so accurate.
These 6 teens, their memories jumbled and hazy, are then informed by a booming, ominous voice in the sky. They are dead and condemned to an eternity in hell. Thus begins a grand adventure in which our heroes will discover terrifying wonders and wonderful terrors. Fantastic powers will awaken in them. They will remember and develop deep bonds of friendship and love. In hell, they will blossom into lords. A story to showcase the majesty of the human, set in a maddening Lovecraftian dreamscape, a space at the end of all time. With your help, I will paint a picture of men and women as monarchs, beyond unrepentant, proud. Think Beetlejuice meets The Breakfast Club and Made in Abyss. Add a dash of Power Rangers thrown in for good measure. Rated hard R. I am asking for the minimal funds that would allow me to continue this journey. Please take a moment to examine the different tiers and rewards explained below. As part of this campaign, I share with you also 2 of my past works, Secret
Nice.
Reunion in Carfax Lodge and Not Freak Squeal, 2 books that I like to describe as the weirdest you will ever see Dracula be. These, while unnecessary to understanding and enjoying in hell, represent other artistic triumphs of mine, which will greatly enhance your understanding of this new work and bring you, friend, great pleasure. A brief video introducing them is
Sorry. It's just great pleasure. I like it.
available for you to watch below. Let Johnny and the gang be set loose in their endless playground. Help me bring to you an adventure such as you have never before experienced in hell.
In hell. So yeah. Go check it out, guys. It looks great. Looks really fun. Obviously, it's going to be smart and probably put in a way that is familiar.
One thing that I noticed, he really had a well-written pitch, because he was like telling you what he's bringing, with the whole thing, and I was like, wow, he's really thought that out. That's really good.
Yep. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't see him more often, but as anybody knows, these streets ain't for everybody. So indie comic scene can be tough.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess me and Derek have kind of picked one out. What do you think there, Chris? Which one would you like to highlight?
I know I'm going to be the lazy one here with the most obvious, but obviously I'm a big fan of Perfect 10.
Perfect 10 it is.
Okay.
And
very cool.
Mr. Dave Brink I don't know if he's still here, but here you go, buddy. You showed up. We're going to take a look at your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 1 second. I have to get used to juggling all this stuff. And actually, so my although all this looks cool now with the StreamYard stuff, I will be discontinuing StreamYard. My contract is up with them, so I will not be doing that anymore. There it is. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to stay with StreamYard or not. So we'll see. I don't know. I've heard things about Streamlab. I might do them.
Yeah.
All right. So Perfect 10 book 1 through 5 and Power Trip book 1 and 2 are for sale on Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. Discover amazing characters and experience epic adventures from the genuine superhero universe. 2 new books, 1 campaign.
Yeah.
74 backers, just over $5,000, doing really well. Not surprised. This looks like classic American comic book,
Yeah. And this is
new, original.
Yeah, this is a follow-up campaign. This wasn't even the OG campaign.
Right. No, he's killing it. It's true.
Yeah,
this is his second chance.
His second chance is doing better than some people's first.
You mean like mine? Yeah. His second chance is outpacing my just first chance. It's like, God damn.
Sorry to cut you off, but I just want for me, I'm a fan of something if I'm a repeat backer, okay? And I'm already up. I've got the art book. I got it all. Obviously, Pal Roderick's nice, sexy women art is the attractant. It's what gets your attention, but it's the writing too, dude. It's a legit it's a whole thing. It's not just some normal Kickstarter booby thing. If you look on Kickstarter, a lot of the campaigns are just look, it's lesbians, it's tits, buy my shit, Yeah. But no, this is a legit comic, dude, and it's well written.
Yeah.
It's not just
cool.
It's not just booby pinup beef cheesecake art.
So
Nice.
I would like to apologize to the chat. I was distracted, and I will catch up real quick. So let's see. Dave, I guess, is still around. He says, I clearly misunderstood the post. It's all right. I'm not sure how, but that's fine. Tank says, QAnon and Blue Anon are a major reason I stopped browsing Facebook. That and the site is basically spyware. Yeah. I'm not on Facebook. I got tired of them telling me to stop posting pictures of Hitler. No, I'm just,
Damn.
just kidding. No, I got censored so much. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Yeah, they
not
kicked
only
me
that,
off.
X is way better for cutting news, breaking news. So X is just, and it's way better to market for me. So
right.
Frederick says Facebook is the new MySpace.
That's good.
He says, is that Dracula? Did he write his own autobiography?
That sounds like
he does. Sexy dude. He might catch me with that accent.
Yeah, I know. Stay thirsty, my friend.
Yang says restream is cheaper. I'll look into it. That's fair. Bionic, bruh. I'm back. Had to take the kids for a walk. Getting wily out here. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's true. All right. I've been working and lurking. Fair enough. Good to see everyone. Yeah. Thanks for showing up, Tank. This is he's consistent. I like that. All right, let's take a look at.
I just wanted to say, if Dracula looked like He-Man, I would totally lose it.
Yeah. Pants down.
Yeah,
Here we go.
we're ready to go.
Nice. Look at that spread. Classic.
Yeah.
Got some hips on her.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good design.
Self insert.
Look at that.
Yeah. See, that's what like the ensemble superhero cast. Like this is what this is what flew off of shelves in the the 90s, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it
Yeah.
seems to be flying off of his shelves as well.
yeah, man. No, yeah, but he's prolific. Like he's got a lot of books out. Like probably
Yeah.
more than all of us actually, yeah, more than all of us here combined.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
He's been at it, what, 8 years, something like that. So he's obviously he's not going anywhere. He's proven himself.
Yep.
Even just on Kickstarter, 5 created, 129 backed.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a lot, dude. He's into the scene.
Yep.
So go check him out. I like him. He's always a good dude.
Yep.
At least online and stuff. So let's see. Every now and again he talks about this or that, which is cool to hear. Because I don't like it when somebody's just about the business. I don't mind you talking your mind too, unless you say ridiculous things and that I'm like, all right, well, goodbye. But he does not. So he does not say ridiculous things. Even if I not saying I agree with everything he said, you get what I'm saying.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Back to it. Perfect 10 issue 5 digital edition is what is that? €8? Is that what that is?
Yep. Yep.
About $9. $9.
Yeah.
Power Trip issue 2 digital is another 9. So you get the digitals for like 10 or $20. It's not bad.
Nice.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Different covers. I like that cover.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is. Look at that. Bang.
Yeah, I think that's I don't quote me on this, but that might be a Kickstarter exclusive. That might be
Really?
one that wasn't. I know Dave does this where the platform that he's got the book on, he'll have like a special cover because I think there was
He did
also a
that.
comic one.
Yeah, for FMC, I remember that. For Fun My
Yeah.
Comic. He was like, okay.
Dude, for a collector, that is a must. Like like you get the very limited edition covers.
Yeah,
Right.
that's cool. So
And,
yeah, pretty fucking affordable. We're talking, excuse my language. That's like $16 for the,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. And the people,
One thing,
some people
for-
who are not used to the indie scene is like they're not used to the prices. It's like,
Yeah.
but this is
Yes.
not, these mass-produced
Mass-produced,
Marvel
yeah.
stuff.
right. right.
Where
We don't have a factory to back us up.
like you go to a convention, all that stuff is convention prices. So
Yeah.
it's very similar in the indie scene. If $15 is too much for a book for you, well, I'm sorry. I don't know.
One
like
thing
a
I want to
sandwich.
mention on the covers is that people were talking about what would they rather have on a campaign, and they always talk about tchotchkes and everything, and I'm like, I don't care about tchotchkes because I feel like it just clutters everything up. But if there's like a cover like that you can't get anywhere else, I could see why that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks real hot. Look at that.
Yeah, it's
Really
really
booty
cool.
shot.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yes, go check him out. All of this looks terrific. Ooh, catch up. Got the perfect 10 catch up digitals.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
Tons of stuff going on here. Looking really good, Dave.
Yeah,
Let's go
man.
ahead and... All right. Let's see. Frederick says the cover with the reflections is really cool looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
go check it out, dude. Let's see. He says the Phenomenals. Is that by Patrick Quinlan or Von Coleman?
No,
I
Vaughn does
think
Phenomenova.
Yeah.
The Nova one, right? That is
Yeah.
the Coleman
Yep.
dude. And then Phenomenal is Patrick Quinlan, which I need to read. I may do that one of these times too. I've talked about it before. It's just like a reading stream where it's just me reading a comic book.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll see. Maybe that'll
Yeah.
happen one day. Bionic says just add extra work to the book, like an editor, more pages, or if possible, a holofoil cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
holofoil. Okay.
I'd love to get a holofoil card for my or book from cover, but it's expensive.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't get into all that. I don't make enough to be able to offer it, so I don't even think about it.
Right.
So, all right, I guess let us wrap it up. If you guys liked what you saw, whoever's watching this, whoever's still around, go check them out. Go to my X, follow me. I'll put these out here. I'm thinking about once a week. I may just have this as a part of the show where we see who wants to promo their stuff.
Yeah,
and
man.
we'll give them a couple minutes on every show. Also, if you are a creator and you'd like to jump in on a conversation like what we're doing here, because the interview shows, a lot of people don't want to watch interview shows.
Yeah, they do.
I've kind of done the interview kind of stuff. So now it's just we're gonna be talking, and you can come in, you can pitch yourself, totally cool, and then you can even bounce out. You have to stick around. So.
Cool. Can I show the stuff that I was working on with Nerium just quickly? Or?
Yeah, actually, you can share that, and then if you would like to play your trailer or something, that's cool too. Whatever you would like. Whoops, let me remove that.
Yeah, man.
You can have whatever you want.
All right, now I got to figure out how to share with my screen. Oh, it's because I'm trying to do the 2-screen thing, and half the stuff was like hidden.
Yeah, 2-screen superiority. I get it.
Yeah, boy. All right. So here's my campaign, or I should say the pre-launch for that campaign.
Yeah.
We've all.
Ooh.
I think I've done this one to death, but for those who haven't seen it, this is the second book in my Infinitale Chronicles series, and kind of what we're hoping to set apart from that is, as you can see here, people have variant covers. I've got variant books. We've got the standard edition, which was done by the same team that did book 1. We've got an alternate art edition, which is done by a separate art team. So it's the same story. You're getting the same story, same book, but it's done by a completely different art team. So you get a different artistic vision of it. And then a black and white, kind of a trade paperback style manga book, which contains both books 1 and 2 in black and white, but it's in the manga format. So it's obviously a smaller book here, or at least from dimension size, but it's a lot thicker and it reads right to left or backwards because it's in the manga format. So yeah, here's just a couple of little previews. You can actually go to InfinitaleChronicles.com and get, I think it's like 15-page previews of all the books. So if you want to try before you buy, you get that nice little view into it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I'll show what the trials or the free previews look like. But here's the trailer for those who haven't seen. Let me.
Knowledge is like a seed. When sown in fertile minds, it opens doors to new possibilities. Truth, once buried by the ages, is again revealed. The unimaginable becomes demystified. New wonders are discovered that transcend the limitations of previous understanding. However, some doors should never be opened. Our tale continues with the divergent paths of our heroes. As a naive king toils with ancient powers beyond his control, a grieving queen makes a fateful decision that forever changes their world. Infinito Chronicles, the War of the Trees.
Nice.
Very cool.
War
Smooth,
of the
man.
trees.
That was a smooth trailer. It was really good.
Oh, thanks. So that's kind of our intro or our recap from book 1 and into book 2. And like I said, we've got these three editions here, and each has kind of their own pros and cons. Like I've had some people say I like this one, but there's things in this one that I like, and then there's other people that say I like this one, it's a lot better, this one sucks, and this one's awesome, and this one sucks, and like so I'm hoping that by splitting it off into these three kind of versions, I can accurately gauge which one has the strongest viability from a sales perspective, and then treat that as the future of Infinitale Chronicles. Maybe it's manga. Maybe I just go all manga with that. But
so let me ask you about the manga while you're talking about that. Is the manga based off the standard edition?
So the manga is a black and white version of Antonio Brandeo's art from the standard
Antonio
edition.
Banderas?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
I got the mariachi. No,
Right.
I thought you said Bendejo, but that's fine.
Yeah, but no, he did.
Brandeo or Brando.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Antonio. But
yeah, we're just kidding, dude.
It's his art, and it's been completely refactored. It's not just like, hey, let's just make it manga, or let's just shrink it and call it manga. Like I literally went in, like I did the lettering, I did all of the Japanese onomatopoeia.
No, that's great.
Yeah, there's what do they call that? The computones or the duotone shading. Like, made it legit. Like it's not just like a half-assed attempt. It's a legit, 180-page book.
Nice. That's cool.
So here's something that you guys might find interesting. So for book 3, okay, I'm hoping to do this as a stretch goal, and we're incomplete at this point. So this is a first exclusive, world premiere. You're seeing basically the black and white version, but ultimately when book 3 does come out, if it does, it'll be in color. But I worked with Nerium Nova, who people in the indie sphere may have known. She did she's from Blood Bond Books, so she's done Bonds, her werewolf stuff. Yeah, and she worked on Red Gaze's Sunsworn sci-fi or sci-fantasy stuff as well. So as a friend of mine, she heard about some of the woes that I've had with art over the years, and she's like, dude, I could let me help you out. And I love the fact that she has jumped in on this. So we're seeing stuff here for the first chapter of Infinitale Chronicles Book 3, Advent of Sorrows, that this may be just the black and white version, but what I'm hoping to do as a stretch goal is give the first chapter of Book 3 as a free add-on if we can get to that stretch goal. I'll have to figure out, run some numbers to see what that stretch goal number would be. But the idea is you've waited for like 3 years now to get Book 2. And you're going to get a beefy boy. This book was the original book 2 was supposed to be about 50 pages. It's now over 120 pages because it's been delayed so long. I'm like, screw it. We're going to throw more content in there. And if we can get a stretch goal to get the first chapter of book 1, or I'm sorry, book 3, you get to see Nerium's take on the Infinitale universe. So this is her artistic representation, and again, she shaded it, so it's all what's up.
Actually, the art looks pretty similar. Like I think it's a very good transition to another artist.
Yeah.
I don't think it really deviates a lot from what you already have. You know what I mean? Like there's some similarity. I mean, I think hers looks really smooth and good. It's just that as I think about the old art and this art, it's really nice. It's good.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Ahoy.
And
I got a question for you guys. What is RGNE? What does that mean? Am I out of the loop? Hello, David.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm not sure I recognize that dude, but hello.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So obviously this is the limitations that I can show on the show as far as where we have. But like, look at a nice 2-page spread here.
Yeah.
And
Didn't mess that two-page spread up. Nice.
Yeah. There's no, but like having a black and white, a free add-on black and white that
very cool
showcases Nerium's work. Obviously, we're going to get a better cover than my shitty placeholder cover here, but like, the idea is that I want to push content. I want, like, when I started this back in 1991. Yeah, that's how long this thing's been going.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a 30 plus year story in the making. It started off as a tabletop role playing game, and we built it from there. And I had this originally mapped out as 10 books. And when book 1 came out, I was like, okay, this is great. It's financially, it hurts. I did the campaign. I did, pretty well. I would say, not like a self pat on the back, but I was impressed that I was a nobody with an unproven product. And I didn't cut the 10,000 mark, so I'm not part of the Cool Kids Club. But I was able to get a book, and recoup some of my losses. I didn't make profits, but dude, this is a vanity project. So for me, this was a big win. Then when book 2 came out, and it was like I felt like I was giving birth to a 10-ton baby. That thing was doing damage on the way out.
Oh god.
And I'm like, I just need to get this damn thing out. And I'm hoping that when book 2 comes out, that it'll be as well received as book 1. Because, dude, in my day job, I'm a UX designer. I thrive off of negative feedback. I get people that have no qualms to tell me that my stuff is shit when because they're paying me. So they're well within their right to be like, I don't like this, and here's why. Yeah. And when I put out the survey at the end of the book 1 campaign, the negative feedback I got was very minimal, and none of it was like geared towards like my writing. So like nobody had a problem with the story. They're like, actually it was paced really well, and I'm like, oh man, I was really worried because it's in the more bandes déjeuner or like the European style of storytelling in comics, and not like your Western capes and tights where it's like every 3 pages has like boobs or like violence,
Right.
So the fact that like book 1 had, kind of got the thumbs up and gave me the green light for book 2, I'm hoping that I gave more of what customers wanted based on that survey for book 2. And if I can get all 10 of these books out before I croak, I will be a happy man, because this story, like the people that have played this, the people that have seen all the way to the conclusion are like, dude, that's going to be awesome to see in a comic book or to like, see visually. So, well, I'm hoping to get stuff.
I still think your branding is probably one of the best, if not the best, in our sphere of everything. But also the consistency. So I think that matters, and I think that's really good. But yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want more information,
I feel that, Chris. I've got more stories than I have time left on Earth. Yeah.
Amen. Amen, dude. Yeah, Doc, you nailed it, man. Like, don't you wish like when everybody's like talking about superpowers and stuff, it'd be like, I wish I could have more time, because no amount of money in the world is ever going to give me back the time that I, can get to get these things out.
Right. Tell me about it. So I guess on that note, let's go ahead and wrap her up. Go check out InfinitailChronicles.com. Or where else are you? You're on. Can you post that in the chat?
Sure.
Get out of here. Post your link in the chat, and then also follow me on X. I think I got a follower from somebody who posted in the comments and all that stuff to look at their comic. I only saw that right now when we were on live. That stuff, your art, it was like a black and white, looked like a military comic, dude. I'm gonna put up a thread again probably next week for next week's show. Put it in there, dude. There's a good. I want to take a look at that one as well. So, put it on there again. Let's take a look at that stuff. So, I follow me on X. Like, sub, share. Let's get it out there. Let's get people who are ready to buy in here into the shop, into the indie shop, and let's make some sales. Damn it!
Yeah,
that's what we're here for.
Right.
Let's see, I am on X at Infinitel Comic. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Have a good one, everybody, and God bless. Yes. All right, guys. Anything you want to say before we go?
Follow me on X, and if anybody wants a commission, reach out to me on X there under Derek the Dukester Clay. That's all I got
Nice.
to push right now. So
Right on.
that's it.
All right. I guess on that note, enough talk.
Enough talk.